Good morning everyone and happy Saturday. It's Chrissy Graham here from the Creative Eclectic. Oh goodness, it's early on a Saturday morning and I can't get my words together. Hope you're having a fabulous day. It's a little bit warm here in Brisbane. I've got the aircon on, so I hope that noise doesn't annoy you. It's already really steamy after a week of rain, and well, I think it's more than a week. I'm a bit over the rain, but I'm really happy because today is our market day at the Callanvale District Park in Thornbury Street. So that is the twilight market we're doing from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. tonight, and I'm doing it with my friend Vicky Kello, and you might know Vicky from when we did the World Card Making Day videos together last year. Good morning, Glenda. Lovely to see you. Hope you're having a lovely day. It's probably steamy where you are too. But it's a beautiful fine day here. I'm doing well, thanks, Glenda. Yeah. I like to sleep, but that's always what happens. And oh, another Glenda. We've got two Glendas this morning. They're up bright and early. Yeah. So, yeah, has everybody got their supplies? So, so this is a real mystery card this morning because I have got, oh, it's really humid up there. Huh? I thought it might be. I'm sitting here in the air conditioning sweating. Hang on, I better turn my lights on. I forgot about those. That might be a bit better. Yeah, so this morning's card is, oh yes, Glenda. Yes, so I can see that you got connected and I've seen 2 of your comments already, so that's great. Thank you for coming. All right, and you were up early and organised? All right. So, like last time, our mystery craft along is a mystery card. Mine's a real mystery because I've got everything cut, but I actually haven't made it. So I'll be crafting along with you also. I know it works because I have made one before, but yeah. So we've got our supplies. So we need our base card. We need a white layer. We need a piece of designer series paper, another piece of cardstock, and a contrasting piece, another white piece, and if you're using a punch or a die, you'll need to make sure you've got those things on hand, and I'm using a punch, so I've got some scraps on hand for my stamping. All right, so are we ready to get started? So when if you're crafting along at home, just when you finish the step, just say the number, whatever clue number it is, so it'll be at the top of the page, and done. So I know that everybody's keeping up. Okay. So let's start with our second clue. So I didn't say that you needed, well, I think I might have said that you might need a scoring tool, but if you don't have one, that's okay. I'm going to do mine without, so I'm just going to move my clue up a little bit, and as I said, I'm crafting along with you. So we'll see how we go. So can everybody see hope you can see. And yeah, what theme is your card this morning? Oh, that's a bit crooked, isn't it? How about we try and straighten that up? I probably made it worse. Sorry, I hope I'm not making you seasick. Whoops. Wrong way. No, I did it the wrong way again. Whoa. Dear me, I've just turned my paper on an angle. I have no clue. And my stand is playing up a little bit today, so it's not doing what I want it to do. So my phone is on a really big lean and Steve's still in bed, so I can't get him to tighten it up for me. Okay, so we're going to fold, we're going to score. Well, if you've got your scorer, so you want to score it basically in half. I haven't scored this one, but I'll show you without scoring. So you basically want to score it in half, and then you're going to fold it back like this. And I can't see the comments. So mine is a Christmas card in non-traditional colours because it's funny, my sister Linda, she is very traditional Christmas colours, whereas my tree has got, well, actually the only things in my tree are white and pink flowers at the moment, and her tree is very much red and green. So I'll stop here. Good morning, Jan. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm glad you'll come back later, and I can't wait to see what you make. Okay. Thanks for popping by to tell me that we're okay. So we're stopping here, just waiting. So when you've done your steps, like you're just going to say that you're done. Okay? So we've just scored, or if you've got a scorer, so you've scored at 2 7/8 and 5 3/4. So you've basically scored it in half, and then the first section you've scored it in half again. And so your left edge is flush with your fold. Okay? So is everybody caught up to that? Okay, so we're all done there. So we're just going to put this bit aside and we're going to do our stamping. So you're going to take your big piece of white cardstock. So we're on clue 3. And we're going to stamp along the right edge. So I am using the Snowman Season stamp set today, and I've got my coordinating ink. I actually have 3 lots of ink because I couldn't decide what I was going to use. So now, because I am using a photopolymer stamp set, I need to grab out my trusty and very well used piercing mat to put underneath. Okay. And I'm just going to grab a scrap of paper, if there is such a thing in my craft room at the moment. I have got I've got paper all over the floor because I was up late doing stuff for the market today, and poor Steve and poor Delphi, every time they walk past they get little bits of dimensionals stuck to them. So it's quite funny. I think they secretly love it, but they complain. So yeah. So we're going to do our stamping. So let me know. So Glenda, what's the theme of your card today? Are you doing a Christmas card or are you doing something different? So I'm just stamping repeatedly. You might want to just stamp once. I'm having a few pool party snowflakes. I've still got a few more Christmas cards to stamp. So, oh, Glenda S is doing a Christmas card. Oh. So you're up to, when you finish this step and you finish your stamping along the right edge, you just type done, and then we'll know when to. Oh, the other Glenda. So there's two Glendas. Oh, you're doing an Eden's Garden stamp set. Creation. That sounds lovely. I've got a few images that I stamped from that and I just haven't got to it. There doesn't seem to be enough hours in the day to do everything that I want to do at the moment. Yeah, so let me know when you're done. So we've got, so Glenda L is done. How are you going, Glenda S? Have you finished your step? Give you a couple more seconds. We're going to put our stamped one to one side once you've finished that. So you're both done. So we'll move on to clue number 4. Okay. So this is a really quick, easy card. And I'm sort of glad of that. So, because my brain's not working, so my words aren't even working this morning. So, you've now got your smaller piece of white or vanilla. So you can use this, you can either stamp your image on this, or you can stamp it on a piece of scrap if you're using a punch or you wanted to layer it up. So my two bits are the same size, so that's good, but I'm going to stamp mine on my bit of scrap. Actually, use a different bit of scrap so you can see. Because I want to make sure that it's raised up. So I'm using a snowman and I'm going to use my Memento ink. I'm actually going to stamp a couple of images, not just the snowman on the here, but I will also stamp one on the card as well, but a different snowman. So normally I would use, with my photopolymer stamps, I would use my Stamparatus, but yeah. So Glenda S, what stamp set are you using? Oh, good morning, Maria. Thank you for watching. So we know that Glenda L is using the Eden's Garden. And Glenda S, what stamp set are you using today? So I'm also going to stamp. Okay. So we're just up to clue number 4. So if you wanted to join in, Maria, I can go back over the old clues, or you could watch it on replay if you like. So basically all we've done so far is we've scored our card and folded it in half, and we've stamped along the edge of our larger card, which I've done here. And now we're just up to clue number 4, which is stamping either on our piece of scrap so we can die cut, or stamping on our other piece that we're going to adhere to the card. So I'm going to make it a couple of snowmen. And I'm not sure how this is going to work. As I said, this card is a complete mystery to me. I woke up this morning and said I don't really want to do the same card as I made before, so I'm going to just make another Christmas card, because this is one of my favourite sets and I haven't used it yet this year. So that shows, oh, you're using embellished ornaments. Oh, that's a nice set, Glenda. Glenda S. So when you're ready, just say that you're done and I will be right with you. So I'm having 2 images on mine, but you might not choose to. I'm going to put him over to the left. Okay. So I'm just going to clear off my Memento ink. And I've done it so that I can go and back in and clean it up later on. So if we're all done, we'll move on to the next one. Good morning, Kim Heap. How are you? We've been thinking about you. I hope you're home from your little adventure. But if you're not, you're also in the best place. Okay. All right. So Glenda S is done. Glenda L is done. Good morning, Leanne. Thanks for joining us this morning. So we're up to clue number 5 this morning now. So our clue number 5 is we're going to stamp our sentiment onto the 2 3/4 and 3 3/4 inch piece of vanilla. So you can use whatever colour you like. I'm going to use, I'm actually going to use a different stamp set. I don't know what I'm going to use. As I said, this is a very mystery card to me too. Yeah, so I will show you the original card that I was going to share with you, which is really pretty. But now, if you see the clue, it says you can stamp your sentiment to the right. So you can stamp it in the middle, you can stamp it up the top, you can stamp it down the bottom. I'm stamping mine down the bottom. I'm making sure with tap, tap, tap really lightly so that we have got the right amount of ink coverage, and I've still got my piercing mat underneath so that it's got a bit of foam. Now, a lot of people don't realise that when you've got your rubber stamps, you've got a piece of foam built in. So because you don't have that on your photopolymer stamps, you need to add it. Okay. So once, oh, good morning, Karen. Lovely to see you this morning. I hope you're doing well. Oh, Kim, I'm glad you're home. Yeah, it's not nice being away from home when you don't need to be. Okay, so we've done clue number 5. So if everybody's done, just make sure you've written that down. Oops, I've got ink everywhere. Dear me. So Glenda's done. Glenda L's done. Glenda S, are you done? Did I miss you? I think that you're done. All right. We're going to move on to clue number 6. So this is where we put it together. So there's not a lot involved in this card. It's a nice, easy, quick card for a Saturday morning. And it's probably taking 40 minutes longer than it would normally take you because I'm chatting and telling you what we need to do and making it a mystery. But this is such an easy card. People love it because it looks really nice. So now we're up to clue 6, which is we're going to adhere, and I don't know if you can see this properly, our large vanilla white piece, which we stamped to the base card, to the right-hand side of the score line. Now you'll see I've got my silicone craft mat, and the reason I have that is because I've got my Seal Plus, and lots of people have trouble with Seal Plus, especially and Seal. So I've got my Seal actually. I've been using Seal Plus so much that I think everyone needs to buy shares in it. So I'm just going to move the clue up a little bit and move my. So the reason I have my silicone craft mat is that for those of you who've been around a long time and had a snail adhesive and you got used to how you used it. But the Seal and the Seal Plus are a little bit differently, so you don't have to press as hard. But a lot of people find when they've got either their piercing mat or their silicone craft mat underneath and they actually start off the page, and so we're just going to move that along a bit so you can feel that sticky. So, and just start off the page. It works a lot better. Now, my good friend, Vicky Kello, taught me this, and she's just a sweetheart. She's doing the market with me today, and we're going to have a really lovely time. She's been working frantically and studying, and I don't know how she manages to do all of that and be a mum to a really gorgeous boy. And not go insane. So anyway, so we've adhered, we've got our stamping seal on, and we're just going to adhere that in. Now, some people like a little bit more space around it. I aim for having the same distance on the top and bottom and right side. Now, you'll see I've got a bit of adhesive on there. So I'm going to grab a white eraser. Find it. Now this is just a plain white eraser. Kim, the market is on at 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Oh, good morning, Carol Lawrence. Lovely to see you. So, yeah, so if you see, I've just got my white eraser, which is an art eraser. I've used this lots of times, and it takes off any dry adhesive. I wouldn't use it on your Tombow glue or your multi-purpose glue until it's dry and tacky, but it works really well. And I also use this eraser to clean my scissors, and because I've got gluey hands today and they're inky, and yeah, so there we go. So everyone's done that, and oh, good morning, Leanne, welcome. So we're 3/4 of the way through our project, but you can watch it on replay, and I'm really keen to see what people have done. So Glenda's done, the other Glenda's done as well. Carol, it's okay, better late than never joining. And so far we have scored our base card, we stamped along the edge, we scored our base card, we folded it in half, we stamped along the edge, we've stamped some images, and oops, I better punch that out. Excuse the punch noise. And yeah, so in my head this card looks really good, but whether it does or not is a whole different kettle of fish. I think that's what the saying is, I don't know. All right, and we've adhered our base on. So we've got this small folded section here. So we're up to clue number 7. So we're going to grab our designer series paper or pattern paper or whatever you like to call it. Now I am so low on pattern paper and I didn't cut that right. So I'm just going to cut it. So basically it should be the same width as your same height as your white base card. I'll just trim a little bit off the end. That's what happens when you rush. I was determined to get through this without making a mistake. Because it would be nice to have a Facebook Live without me actually making a mistake. But I'm only human. I've just got my little Stampin' Up mini trimmer. I'm just going to trim the tiniest bit off. To make sure it's right. So once you've stuck this bit on, yeah, and normally I would use glue with designer series paper, but I am so over using glue and having glue everywhere that I'm using seal today. Now when you're using a seal, you don't have to press hard, it should just glide. But I must say to you, do not drop it and have it fall apart because it's almost impossible to put back together. Okay. So that went nice and easily. I went a bit close to the edge there. Now, my designer series paper has got a bit of a blemish on it. That's okay because that will be covered up. So I'm just going to pop that in here. So I mustn't have cut my base, my white exactly right, but this looks sort of okay. Try and keep it a bit straight. Now, some people at this point like to wrap a bit of ribbon around this bit here. Now, this isn't in the clues, all right? So some people like to wrap a bit of ribbon around here about now. I don't mind if you do that. It's not a big deal for me. If you wanted to do that, you could, but that's not the clue. So once you've, oh, Glenda, did you cut yours the same size too? Good morning, Damien. Thanks for joining us and watching. Yeah, and yeah, I was just saying that I'd like to get through one Facebook Live without making a mistake, but we're doing okay. We're still here. Yeah, mine's just a bit, mine was not high enough and too narrow, but that's okay. I'm just going to say it was supposed to be like that. So once you've done and you've added yours to the, so Glenda S is done. Glenda L, have you managed to add yours to the folded section this morning already? If you have, just type done. Or maybe I missed you. Oh, you're both done. Awesome. Okay, so we're up to clue number 8. So what we're going to do is we've got our contrasting pieces. Just put this bit aside for now. Little messy thing. So we're going to add this bit to our contrasting piece. Now you can do that with dimensionals or foam, sticky foam dots, or you could just use your seal adhesive. I'm just going to use my seal adhesive for this bit, which is surprising. I know that people are like, Chrissy, you normally have heaps of dimensionals in your projects. Yeah, but not today. I've had bits of paper stuck to me all week. I said to Steve, it'll be really nice tomorrow to vacuum and not have paper all over the house. So we've layered this one, and then we're going to put this one on here. So it's you can see it's starting to come together. Now someone asked me what a fancy fold was the other day. So basically a fancy fold is one of these, or any fold that isn't a standard card fold. So for those of you who are on my Facebook group who have been playing along with our November challenge, I will do a Facebook Live on Wednesday night and we'll draw the new challenge winner, and we'll talk about the next challenge. Actually, I can talk about that now. So our next challenge is to share a Christmas project. So that's pretty easy. So once you've done your layering, just type done so we can all, because we've got no stamper left behind. Good morning, Rhoda. Glad to see you this morning. So Glenda L's done. Glenda S, how are you going? Have you layered yours? I might stick my little snowman on now. Well, the other thing I've been through like crazy this week, as well as multi-purpose glue, is little dimensionals. So if you've got if you did some die cutting or punching, now's the time to stick that on your base layer. So I've got my little snowman. I probably should have coloured in his nose, but that's all right. And I'm okay with him. Now, when you're doing punching, if you've got lots of little pieces, once you've punched them, just attach them to your glue dots on your roll, and then you won't lose them on your table. And I'm just going to stick his little arms on, because he's armless. Oh, we've got another little one. Yeah, that was a bad joke, the armless joke. I'm making Christmas bonbons at the moment for our family Christmas, and I've been looking for bad Christmas jokes. So yeah, if you've got any, make sure that you send them to me, because you need to have, everybody needs to have a bad Christmas joke in their Christmas cracker. Oh, I just broke my nail. So, are we all layered up? Also got black dimensionals. Okay, so Glenda and Glenda are done. Is that right? So that's a pretty quick step. Now I'll go back and I'll colour my little snowman's noses later on, but okay, so he's got a little hat on. actually. I'm not going to put his hat on his head. I'm just going to put it beside. Yep. All right, so we're up to, we've done our layering. So we're up to our next step, which is attaching it to the card, which is clue number 9. Oops. Clue number 9 didn't want to make itself known. So we're going to add our layered pieces to the folded section, only putting the adhesive on the left half of the piece. So on this piece here, on the back, when you turn it over, you're going to have your adhesive. So you sort of draw an imaginary line down the middle. I'm putting mine on with dimensionals. So I've got my imaginary line. And you want to put a fair few dimensionals on it, or a fair amount of adhesive. So I've turned my card that way, all right, just so you know. If you turned it that way, it'll look like that. All right, so we're just gonna pop that on. Now, it sort of will look like it's in the middle of your card. So there we go. So we've got our little adhesive, and we've got that on. So mine's not quite finished yet, because we've got to put our wait for our next step. So once you've attached it and you're done, just put in done, and we'll do the very last step. So the very last, oops, I'll just read the instructions back. So if you're done, all right, I think we're all done there. So the last step is to add, if you're using a bow, which was optional, or a wink of Stella, which I know I'm told I've got to use a wink of Stella all the time, and some bling. This is the step where you add it. So just go. So I don't know if everybody knows that when you get your this, I've got a brand new wink of Stella, and it's already got glue on it. Excuse my voice for being croaky. I sound like Kermit the Frog. And no, I'm not going to start singing Rainbow Connection. And so when you've got your wink of Stella, you can obviously just colour in and add some highlights. But you can also, if you wanted to, use splatters with your wink of Stella. So, excuse me, my croaky voice is annoying me. You just get your wink of Stella and you just squeeze it a little bit, not too much, and you use your lid and you flick it. So what I'm going to do, I don't mind that I'll get the wink of Stella on my DSP, but I don't want it on the inside of my card. So I'm just going to squeeze it lightly. Whoops! And that didn't go according to plan. That's 2 mistakes in one. So he's going to have a very shiny bit. I'll just use my, just get that bit off. So don't do that, all right? Oh God, what a morning. So we're just going to flick our wink of Stella. So I'll just squeeze it a little bit. So don't squeeze it over top of your project like I just did and get it everywhere. So you'll see there's a little bit in the lid, all right? I don't know if you can see that. And you're just gonna flick it on your project, like that. So pressing it, so your brush will go down. And I like doing that because it makes it nice and sparkly. So I'm just gonna add some embellishments to mine. Put a bit of the Winker Stella on the ground there to make it look like snow, and underneath the snowman. And I don't know if this is a fabulous project or not. But it's quite cute and fun, and might have to re-stamp that because it's a bit bubbly now. See how it dries? I've got some little bling to put on. Now, take my pick tool. So to usually take your pick tool, you just, with your embellishments, you just press the putty end down and pick it up. This is the best thing. I just love it. And if I get some small ones, they're quite big, aren't they? I'm going to give the snowman, I'm going to give that snowman a couple of lighter coloured buttons. Now when you're putting your bling on, I know you've heard me say this 50 billion times. Actually, we're going to use red. But make sure you put odd numbers of bling on. Unless you're putting one in each corner, of course. But just because it is more pleasing to the eye. So you'll see that I will have, on this project, about 7 or 9 pieces of bling. Now, I don't particularly like that one, so I'm going to take my pick tool and just lift it off if I can. Okay. And I've got some other bling in my folder. So I have so much bling that I can't use a wide stamp case. So I've got a little folder for mine, and I've put it according to catalogue, just so that I can bind my things a bit easier. So I've got some plain dimensional, plain bling. Take my pick tool, the putty end, and just pop those snowflakes in. Like if you had snowflakes embellishments, which I probably have some somewhere, you could use those instead. So let's see how many embellishments I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there's one over here that I missed. So I will have 11 pieces of bling on this card. It reminds me of an old movie called Office Space, where the girl, Jennifer Aniston, played a girl who worked in a restaurant, and she had to have enough bling on her. No, you don't stick the flap down, Glenda. So it'll open like this. Okay? So we've got our little bling, we've got our Winker Stella. So I'll have to go back and I will colour in the little snowman noses with a bit of pumpkin pie ink. So I'll show you the other one. So that's our card. We've done our 10 clues, and that's our little card for today. It's nice and simple, and it's fun, and I managed to make 2 mistakes. Now, some people, when they stick Well, when I first did this, I actually did it as part of a mystery stamping, and with my friend Meg, and I stuck mine, this panel here, I stuck it on the wrong way. So mine went like that. So that was the result of my mystery stamping, because she didn't stamp along with me, so I couldn't tell what she was meaning. So I put mine like that. And then when I went back and did it again, this is the card I ended up with. Now that one was, this one was done with, well, this one's done with Art Gallery. And this one I think is Artistry Blooms or something. They're both from the annual catalogue. So all of these 3 stamp sets are from the annual catalogue. And I just think that they're really cute. And this one has got so much Wink of Stella on it. You'd be proud of me, Rhoda. It's got lots and lots of Wink of Stella. I don't know if you can see it. It's got it on the leaves and on the... This one doesn't have quite as much. But again, there were no mistakes in stamping. So even though I did this first one, I put it on the wrong way, it still works. And it's still a fun fold card. And yeah, so, sorry, I'm doing it too quick. So then, and I've got a bit of adhesive there, so let's try that trick with our white eraser again. That adhesive is dried. Yeah, so I want to thank Meg for teaching me how to do this card as a mystery stamp. And it's much easier when someone stamps along with you. And so there we go. There are our 3 stamps. So has everybody finished their projects? And I hope you really liked it. You like my mistake, Lawrence? I make lots of them. I do like the pink Kim Heath. I really do. I just think that it's fun. And that and Melon Mambo, so that's their Magenta Madness and Just Jade, which are retiring in May, but those Melon Mambo and Polished Pink, well, that one's magenta and that one's polished pink actually with magenta flower, but they are just so pretty. And I really like the Coastal Cabana and Pool Party Ink and Bermuda Bay together. So there are my projects for this morning. So thank you very much, Glenda. You love my cards too, and I really enjoy the mystery card making days too. I'd like to do them a little bit more often next year, but we'll have to see how things go. Because we're having some renovations done in February, and hopefully by the end of February all of our renovations on our house will be done. It'll just be the garden renovations. They're starting one of our big brick walls in the front garden in January, so it'll be lots of fun. And yeah. Oh, Glenda, you had to change the insert for a different stamp. Glenda S, you had to change the insert. But that's all good. So you'll have to send me photos of your cards. Thank you, Carol. And I hope everyone has a really lovely day. And if you're in the Callanvale, Parkinson, Algester area, come and see us at 4 o'clock at the Twilight Market. Come before dark because I don't know if anyone will be able to see anything. No, we've got lots of fairy lights and we're really excited to do it. And it's been a long time since I've done a market. And I'm pretty impressed with the amount of stuff that we've managed to create in just a couple of short weeks. I think we had maybe 2 weeks notice. I think that maybe 3. I got asked after our November class day, so I haven't had a lot of time, and it's been really lovely though. So everyone have a great day. Hope that you stay cool if you're in the southern hemisphere, and stay warm if you're in the northern hemisphere. I know my sister-in-law is in New Hampshire and it is so cold, and but they'll have a white Christmas, so that's gorgeous. So have a great day, and until next time, happy creating. Bye for now.